Okay, sorry about that. I accidentally cut off the video halfway through. Didn't mean to do that. So we're going to look at number 6 real quick. Which movement reflects a decrease in the quantity demanded, but not in the decrease in demand? Well, that would be a movement along the curve. So they said not a decreasing demand, so you don't want shifts. So let's get rid of that. That's what you don't want. So what would decrease demand? Well, you'd have to move along the curve here. Now, what would be decreasing? Well, that would be in this direction, so that would be from A to E. So, yeah, that'll be A. Okay, let's try another one down here. So the figure shows the market for digital cameras. If the price of film camera falls, the efficient quantity of digital cameras will be what? So I guess for this one, I think what it's supposed to mean is assume that they are substitutes, even though you can argue that they're not, and it doesn't really seem clear, but I think that's what the problem's kind of going for here. And again, this market shows for digital cameras. So if film camera falls, which is something else, what would happen? Well, if the price falls, more people will want it, so you'll have to have greater than the equilibrium point. So it won't be less than 300 for the first part. Could be greater than 300. Wouldn't be exactly 300 either. Greater than 400. Wait a minute. I think I interpreted this wrong. If the official quantity of digital cameras, you would actually have to have less, I believe. Yeah, if the price falls, you would have leftward shift, so you'd have less than 300. So it wouldn't be greater. And it wouldn't be, yeah, so your only answer choice is A, just based off that. But let's keep going. The price of digital camera would be also less. Okay, so that makes sense. Hope that worked. Made sense. Okay, same thing. Number 8 here looks like it's referring to the same thing. So if consumers' income rises. So income rises affects a shift in demand. The efficient quantity of the digital cameras to produce will be, let's see. So if income rises, the quantity there will want to be, more people would be able to buy it. So it would have to be greater than 300. So it's B or D at this point. And the quantity of digital cameras produced. So if the quantity of one substitute goes up, then the quantity of one good goes up, then its substitute also goes up. And since we're assuming these are substitutes, that means it would have to be D. They both go up and up. Okay. So we have a demand. We're talking about the demand curve for toasters. If it would shift left to the right or not at all. Explain your answers. So A, if consumer income rises by 20%, change in income is an impact for shifts in demand, but it depends on the good. If it's an inferior good or a normal good. An inferior good is, I guess, something that's like petty, worthless, not really, it doesn't really affect it, or normal good, something that you would buy pretty much on a typical basis, to put it in simpler terms. So this one's kind of tricky. You could probably argue both ways, but for the case, I think I'm going to say, we'll say it's a normal good and it will shift to the right. So shift right. Okay, let's move on. So the cost of producing a toaster falls by 10%. Well, how does that affect the demand? That seems to be talking about supply. So it wouldn't have any effect on the demand curve. So no effect. So be careful. It's kind of a trick question there. No effect. Oh no. My pen is dying here. Okay. Medical reports indicate that toast prevents heart attacks. Well, if toast prevents heart attacks, people are going to want to buy more toasters, more toast, and therefore more toasters. So since these are substitutes or complementary goods, then you will have an increase. So a shift to the right, shift right in demand, which is an increase. And you could explain why through the reasons for shifts. Like we said, you need more toasters if you need more toast, then you need more toasters. So what if the price elasticity increases by 5%? That means the demand would shift to the left. So shift left. What's going on? Shift left, because if it takes more electricity to use the toaster, assuming that they are correlated, if it costs more to use the toaster, then there's going to be a less of a demand for toasters. Divide this here. So the price of bread falls. Well, this would also be a shift to the left because of complements. So you could say like complements. So I'm just like writing bullet point answers. You would probably have to write more if you were to explain this. But just kind of summarizing here. So there we go. Okay, so unfortunately I don't have enough time to finish this video. I gotta do some other stuff, unfortunately. But I hope this helps with your practice, and this video is about a good length anyway to keep your guys' attention. So I guess it's a good stopping point. I'm going to see if I can try to make more of these videos. I'm doing a lot too with math, statistics, and I might even start science videos as well. I might starting in chemistry first. But we'll see how that goes. But for now, hopefully you enjoyed these 2 videos, or I guess 3 since I screwed up 1, but we'll see if I can fix that. Anyway, on Econ, Microeconomics, and keep practicing, study hard, and good luck on your exams.